you made this allegation, but you don't want to say who they are? How do I mean, if you know who they are, you just don't want to tell us?
I think that's been explained by Mr. Curtis in his analysis.
I'm asking you to explain. You talk about tax cheats. I'm just asking you who they are, and you don't want to tell us?
It's again, I think it's for the IRS to enforce the line, and we need to make sure that the IRS is properly.
Well, do you have a list of these tax sheets?
No.
Okay. Have you been to the IRS and said, here are these companies and they're cheating on their taxes and I can show you how they're doing it?
No, I'm not. That's not I've never practiced in that area of law. I'm not a tax whistleblower lawyer.
All you've done is run around saying American companies are cheating on their taxes. I can't tell you who they are.
Welcome to Liberty Trigger. Ladies and gentlemen, patriots, listen up, because what I just saw in that Senate hearing should make every red-blooded American furious. Senator John Kennedy took on a Democrat expert who waltzed into Congress, accused American corporations of cheating on their taxes, and then, get this, couldn't name a single one. Not one. This, my friends, is how the left operates. Accuse, smear, destroy reputations. And when you ask for facts, crickets, silence, double talk. Senator Kennedy asked her point blank, name 5 corporations that are tax cheats. And what did she do? She deflected. She said, oh, that's the IRS's job. No, ma'am. You made the claim. You said these companies were cheating. The American people deserve names and evidence. But she had none. Zero. Nada. This wasn't testimony. It was a political stunt.
Do you believe that there are major American corporations that are cheating on their taxes?
I think yes, there are cases where the transfer pricing regulations are not being followed, and Mr. Curtis's testimony speaks to that.
Who are they? Who are the 5? Name the 5 American corporations that are the biggest tax cheats.
Well, this is a question for the IRS. It's their job to enforce the laws. So I wouldn't.
But that's a pretty serious allegation you made there, and I'm just asking you who they are.
There are cases pending against a number of companies until those cases conclude. It's not.
Who do you think they are? You're an expert in this area. I'm just asking you. You talked a lot, and I've read some of your writings about American corporations cheating on their taxes. I'm just asking you who they are.
I wouldn't use the word cheating. I think that they are taking advantage of the gray zone.
You used it in your testimony.
I'm sorry?
You used it in your testimony. I'm not trying to trick you. I just want to know you have been very vociferous in saying that American companies are cheating. Okay, that's America. You're entitled to your opinion, but you're an expert, and just tell me who they are.
I stand by that. I think that there is evidence to suggest that some of these companies and the IRS has pursued cases against a number of the companies that Mr. Curtis has analyzed, including Apple and Microsoft and Facebook and Coca-Cola.
Is Apple a tax cheat?
I wouldn't say tax cheat. I think that's putting it too strongly, and I didn't use that word.
Then who are they?
I wouldn't say tax cheats, but I think they are crossing the legal lines that have been set by Congress and by the IRS in the relevant regulations. And because the IRS is outgunned, they're not able to enforce the law against them.
Let me start over. Do you believe that there are major American corporations cheating on their taxes?
I believe they are coming very close to crossing the line, and it's difficult for IRS that is outgunned to enforce the line.
Are they crossing the line or not?
Well, it's up to the IRS to enforce the line if they don't have the resources.
I'm asking you your opinion. You're an expert.
I think there's a good case to be made that, yes, they are crossing the line.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Who are they?
That's up to the courts and the IRS to determine.
You made this allegation, but you don't want to say who they are? If you know who they are, you just don't want to tell us?
I think that's that's been explained by Mr. Curtis in
No, I'm
his
asking
analysis.
you to explain. You talk about tax cheats. I'm just asking you who they are. And you don't want to tell us?
It's again, I think it's for the IRS to enforce the line, and we need to make sure that the IRS is properly.
Well, do you have a list of these tax sheets?
No.
Okay. Have you been to the IRS and said, here are these companies and they're cheating on their taxes and I can show you how they're doing it?
No, I'm not. That's not I've never practiced in that area of law. I'm not a tax whistleblower lawyer.
All you've done is run around saying American companies are cheating on their taxes. I can't tell you who they are, and I haven't been to the IRS to show my data to the IRS, but I want you to believe me that they're cheating on their taxes. Is that your testimony today?
No, Senator, no.
It sure sounds like it.
I think that the case against some of these companies has been well documented in the
Which companies? Let me
in
ask
the
you
public.
because I'm going to run out of time.
She even tried to backpedal. First, she used the word cheating. Then, under Kennedy's questioning, she suddenly claimed, "Oh no, I wouldn't say cheating. I'd say they're maybe close to the line." Oh, really? So which is it? Are they cheating, or are they following the law Congress itself passed? This is the left in a nutshell. Accuse boldly, retreat quietly, and hope nobody notices. Well, guess what? Kennedy noticed, and he wasn't having it. And here's what makes me sick, patriots. These Democrat witnesses never bring evidence. They bring sound bites. They bring headlines. They bring talking points crafted by ivory tower elites who have never run a business, never made a payroll, never worked a day in the private sector. But they think they can lecture America's job creators. They sit in their taxpayer-funded chairs, smearing corporations that build this nation, while ignoring the real crooks, big government waste, corrupt politicians, and unelected bureaucrats who weaponize the IRS against their enemies. Think about it. She admitted she never even took her so-called evidence to the IRS. She never built a case, never gave them data. She literally just ran around calling American businesses cheaters, without lifting a finger to prove it. And yet she expects us, hard-working Americans, to swallow her accusations whole. This is why trust in government is collapsing. Because these people think we're too stupid to notice when they're lying through their teeth. But thank God for Senator John Kennedy. He wasn't intimidated. He wasn't fooled. He pinned her down with simple yes or no questions and exposed her entire game in less than 5 minutes. That's leadership. That's oversight. That's what America needs more of, truth tellers who aren't afraid to call out nonsense when they see it. And here's the big picture. Patriots. This wasn't just about taxes. This was about the left's war on free enterprise. They hate American success stories. They hate corporations that innovate, hire, and compete globally because it reminds them that freedom and capitalism work better than socialism. So what do? They demonize, they regulate, they accuse without evidence. They want you angry at corporations, so you'll give more power to government. And let me tell you something. More power in the hands of big government is a far greater threat than any corporation in America. So here's my message to every patriot watching. Don't buy the lies. Stand with truth. Stand with businesses that fuel our economy. Stand with leaders like John Kennedy who won't let partisan hacks destroy reputations with baseless claims. Because in America, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty. We still believe in facts over feelings. And we still believe that freedom, not government control, is what makes this country the greatest on earth. If you agree, if you're sick of Democrats pulling stunts like this, then hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and share this video with everyone you know. Let's make sure the truth is louder than their lies. This is Liberty Trigger, fighting for faith, family, freedom, and the truth. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.